The Principality of Sealand is a micronation located in the North Sea. Its mass consists of what was Fort Roughs, a former Second World War Maunsell sea fort, off the coast of Suffolk, England, United Kingdom. While it has been described as the world's smallest country, or the world's smallest nation, Sealand is not recognised by any established sovereign state, although Sealand's government claims it has been de facto recognised by the United Kingdom and Germany. Since 1967 the facility has been occupied by family and associates of Paddy Roy Bates, who claim that it is an independent sovereign state. Bates seized it from a group of pirate radio broadcasters in 1967 with the intention of setting up his own station at the site. He attempted to establish Sealand as a nation-state in 1975 with the writing of a national constitution and establishment of other national symbols. Bates moved to mainland Essex when he became elderly, naming his son Michael Regent. Bates died in October 2012 at the age of 91. History of Fort Roughs. In 1943, during the Second World War, Fort Roughs was constructed by the United Kingdom as one of the Maunsell forts, primarily for defence against German mine-laying aircraft that might be targeting the estuaries that were part of vital shipping lanes. It consisted of a floating pontoon base with a superstructure of two hollow towers joined by a deck upon which other structures could be added. The fort was towed to a position above the Rough Sands sandbar, where its base was deliberately flooded to allow it to sink to its final resting place on the sandbar. The location chosen was approximately 7 nautical miles from the coast of Suffolk, outside the then 3-mile territorial water claim of the United Kingdom and therefore in international waters. The facility was occupied by 150 300 Royal Navy personnel throughout World War II. Not until well after the war, in 1956, were the last full-time personnel taken off Fort Roughs. Occupation and establishment. Roughs Tower was occupied in February and August 1965 by Jack Moore and his daughter Jane, squatting on behalf of the pirate station Wonderful Radio London. On September 2, 1967, the fort was occupied by Major Paddy Roy Bates, a British subject and pirate radio broadcaster, who ejected a competing group of pirate broadcasters. Bates intended to broadcast his pirate radio station called Radio Essex from the platform. In 1968, British workmen entered what Bates claimed to be his territorial waters in order to serve as a navigational buoy near the platform. Michael Bates tried to scare the workmen off by firing warning shots from the former fort. As Bates was a British subject at the time, he was summoned to court in England on firearms charges following the incident. But the court ruled that as the platform was outside British jurisdiction, being beyond the then 3-mile limit of the country's waters, the case could not proceed. In 1975, Bates introduced a constitution for Sealand, followed by a national flag, a national anthem, a currency and passports. Sealand rebel government and the 1978 attack on Sealand. In August 1978, while Bates and his wife were in England, Alexander Okenbach, who describes himself as the Prime Minister of Sealand, hired several German and Dutch mercenaries to spearhead an attack on Sealand. They stormed the platform with speedboats, jet skis and helicopters, and took Bates' son hostage who stayed at Sealand while his mother and father were away in England. Bates' son was able to retake the platform and capture Okenbach and the mercenaries. Okenbach, a German lawyer who held a Sealand passport, was charged with treason against Sealand and was held unless he paid $75,000. The governments of the Netherlands, Austria and Germany petitioned the British government for his release, but the United Kingdom disavowed his imprisonment, citing the 1968 court decision. Germany then sent a diplomat from its London embassy to Sealand to negotiate for Okenbach's release. Roy Bates relented after several weeks of negotiations and subsequently claimed that the diplomat's visit constituted de facto recognition of Sealand by Germany. Following the former's repatriation, Okenbach and Gunnar I Quartet established a government in exile, sometimes known as the Sealand Rebel Government or Sealandic Rebel Government, in Germany. Okenbach's appointed successor, Johannes Seeger, continues to claim via his website that he is Sealand's legitimate ruling authority. Post-1990 events. 1997, because of the massive number of passports that had been issued by Sealand in circulation, the Bates family revoked all Sealand passports, including those that they themselves had issued over the previous 22 years. 2006, on the afternoon of June 23, 2006, the top platform of the Ruffs Tower caught fire due to an electrical failure. A Royal Air Force rescue helicopter transferred one person to Ipswich Hospital, directly from the tower. The Harwich lifeboat stood by the Ruffs Tower until a local fire tug extinguished the fire. All damage was repaired by November 2006. In January 2007, the Pirate Bay attempted to purchase Sealand after harsher copyright measures in Sweden forced them to look for a base of operations elsewhere. 2007 Euro 2010, Sealand was offered for sale through the Spanish estate company Inman Aranja. The asking price is $750 million. October 9, 2012, Roy Bates, self-declared Prince of Sealand, died after suffering Alzheimer's disease for several years. He was succeeded by his son Michael. Legal status: the claim that Sealand is a recognized independent sovereign state is based on an interpretation of a 1968 decision of an English court, in which it was held that Ruffs Tower was in international waters and thus outside the jurisdiction of the domestic courts. In international law, the two most common schools of thought for the creation of statehood are the constitutive and declaratory theories of state creation. The constitutive theory was the standard 19th-century model of statehood, and the declaratory theory was developed in the 20th century to address shortcomings of the constitutive theory. In the constitutive theory, a state exists exclusively via recognition by other states. The theory splits on whether this recognition requires diplomatic recognition or merely recognition of existence. No other state grants Sealand official recognition, but has been argued by Bates that negotiations carried out by Germany following a brief hostage incident constituted recognition of existence. In the declaratory theory of statehood, an entity becomes a state as soon as it meets the minimal criteria for statehood. Therefore, recognition by other states is purely declaratory. In 1987, the UK extended its territorial waters from 3 to 12 miles. Sealand now sits inside waters that Britain claims as its territory. The United Kingdom is one of 165 parties to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which states in Part 5, Article 60, that artificial islands, installations and structures do not possess the status of islands. They have no territorial sea of their own, and their presence does not affect the delimitation of the territorial sea, the exclusive economic zone or the continental shelf. In the opinion of law academic John Gibson, because Sealand was man-made, there was little chance that it would be recognized as a nation. Government and politics: irrespective of its legal status, Sealand is managed by the Bates family as if it were a recognized sovereign entity and they are its hereditary royal rulers. Roy Bates styled himself as Prince Roy and his widow Princess Joan. Their son is known as His Royal Highness Prince Michael and has been referred to as the Prince Regent by the Bates family since 1999. In this role, he apparently serves as Sealand's acting head of state and also its head of government. At a Micronations conference hosted by the University of Sunderland in 2004, Sealand was represented by Michael Bates' son James, who was referred to as Prince Royal James. The facility is now occupied by one or more caretakers representing Michael Bates, who himself resides in Essex, England, United Kingdom. Sealand's constitution was instituted in 1974. It consists of a preamble and 7 articles. The preamble asserts Sealand's independence, while the articles variously deal with Sealand's status as a constitutional monarchy, the empowerment of government bureau, the role of an appointed, advisory senate, the functions of an appointed, advisory legal tribunal, a prescription against the bearing of arms except by members of a designated Sealand Guard, the exclusive right of the sovereign to formulate foreign policy and alter the constitution, and the hereditary patrilineal succession of the monarchy. Sealand's legal system is claimed to follow British common law, and statutes take the form of decrees enacted by the sovereign. Sealand has issued passports and is operated as a flag of convenience state, and it also holds the Guinness World Record for the smallest area to lay claim to nation status. Sealand's motto is Emer Libertas. It appears on Sealandic items such as stamps, passports and coins and is the title of the Sealandic anthem. The anthem was composed by Londoner Basil Simon & Co. Being an instrumental anthem, it does not have lyrics. In 2005, the anthem was recorded by the Slovak Radio Symphony Orchestra and released on their CD National Anthems of the World, Volume 7, Qatar Syria. House of Bates. The House of Bates is the self-proclaimed royal house of the Principality of Sealand, a self-declared, unrecognized state. Aristocratic titles like Lady, Baron, Baroness, etc. were sold via the Internet from £29.99. List of princes, economy. Sealand has been involved in several commercial operations, including the issuing of coins and postage stamps and the establishment of an offshore Internet hosting facility, or data haven. Sealand also has an official website and publishes an online newspaper, Sealand News. In addition, a number of amateur athletes represent Sealand in sporting events, including unconventional events like the Egg Throwing World Championship, which the Sealand team won in 2008. According to Sealand News, a movie called Sealand is in development. It was scheduled to be released in 2013. As of February 11, 2007, Sealand is also taking bookings for tourist visits. For a period, Sealand camouflage passports were mass-manufactured and sold widely by a Spanish-based group possibly associated with the exile government under Siga. These passports, which the Bates family say were not authorized by them, were linked to several high-profile crimes. All passports were revoked by Roy Bates in 1997. After Haven Co.'s unexpected collapse, Sealand's government began the process of building an online casino. The casino was expected to open by the end of 2012, and was supposed to employ about 30 staff members to work in Sealand. On February 18, 2013, the ISP had returned and operates normally. Coins and stamps. Several dozen different Sealand coins have been minted since 1972. In the early 1990s, a Kenbach's German group also produced a coin, featuring a likeness of Prime Minister Siga. Sealand's coins and postage stamps are denominated in Sealand dollars, which it deems to be at parity with the US dollar. Sealand first issued postage stamps in 1969, and issues through 1977. No further stamps were produced until 2010. Sealand is not a member of the Universal Postal Union, therefore its inward address is a PO box in the United Kingdom. Once it is mailed to Sealand's Tourist and Government Office, it will then be brought to Sealand. Sealand only has one street address, The Row. A Sealand mailing address looks like this: Bureau of Internal Affairs, 5, The Row, Sealand 1001, CO Sealand Post Bag, IP 119SZ, UK. Titles of nobility. Sealand also sells titles of individual nobility including Lord, Baron, Count and those titles distaff equivalents. Following Roy Bates' 2012 death, Sealand also began publicly offering knighthoods. Haven Co. In 2000, worldwide publicity was created about Sealand following the establishment of a new entity called Haven Co., a data haven, which effectively took control of Ruff's Tower itself. However, Ryan Lackey, Haven Co.'s founder, later quit and claimed that Bates had lied to him by keeping the 1990-1991 court case from him and that, as a result, he had lost the money he had invested in the venture. In November 2008, operations of Haven Co. ceased without explanation. Structure. After the 2006 fire, both towers were gutted. However, the platform has since been completely rebuilt, with railings, floors and underpadding to keep birds from nesting under the platform. The building has been completely remodeled and expanded. This includes a new roof serving as a helicopter pad with new directing lights. The building houses a two-bedroom, one-bathroom, royal palace with a kitchen and living room, and a one-bedroom, one-bathroom, employees' suite, also with a kitchen and living room. The building also contains a one-room chapel, a public bathroom, a security office, a parliamentary office and recreation room, a small store, and the office of the Bureau of Domestic and International Affairs. In mid-2008 a new generator was installed, as well as 2 new lifeboats and a pulley system. At the same time repairs were carried out on the artillery piece. Sports: Sealand is not recognized by any major international sporting body, and its population is insufficient to maintain a team composed entirely of Sealanders in any team sport. However, Sealand claims to have official national athletes, including non-Sealanders. These athletes take part in various sports, such as curling, mini-golf, football, fencing, ultimate frisbee, table football and athletics, although all its teams compete out of the country. The Sealand National Football Association is an associate member of the Nouvelle Phare Copyright DAO Copyright Ration Board, a football sanctioning body for non-recognized states and states not members of FIFA. It administers the Sealand national football team. In 2004 the national team played its first international game against a Land Islands national football team, drawing 2-2. Sealand claims that its first official athlete was Darren Blackburn of Oakville, Ontario, Canada, who was appointed in 2003. Blackburn has represented Sealand at a number of local sporting events, including marathons and off-trail races. In 2004, mountaineer Slade O'Vernott carried the Sealandic flag to the top of Muster Outer. Also in 2007, Michael Martel represented the Principality of Sealand in the World Cup of Kung Fu, held in Quebec City, Canada. Bearing the designation of Athleta Principalitas Bellatorius, Martel won 2 silver medals, becoming the first ever Sealand athlete to appear on a World Championship podium. In 2008, Sealand hosted a skateboarding event with Church and East Limited sponsored by Red Bull. Sealand's fencing team is located in the United States, affiliated with the University of California, Irvine. In 2009, Sealand announced the revival of the Football Association and their intention to compete in a future Viva World Cup. Scottish author Neil Forsyth was appointed as president of the Sealand Football Association. Sealand played the second game in their history against Chagos Islands on May 5, 2012, losing 3-1. The team included actor Rolf Little and former Bolton Wanderers defender Simon Charlton. In 2009 and 2010, Sealand sent teams to play in various Ultimate Frisbee Club tournaments in the United Kingdom, Ireland and the Netherlands. They placed 11th at UK Nationals in 2010. From early summer of 2012 Sealand has been represented in the flat track variant of roller derby, by a team principally composed of skaters from the South Wales area. In the autumn of 2012 the Sealand national curling team was founded. The team primarily plays out of the Dakota Curling Club in Burnsville, Minnesota in the United States. Team Sealand is the 2013 holder of the Alan Johnston Trophy from the Highland Week of International Curling held in Inverness, Scotland. Other notable results are third event runner-up in the St Paul Curling Club's Centennial Bunspiel 2013 and third event runner-up in the Blazing Brooms of Blaine Bunspiel 2013. Sealand also has a bronze medal finish in the Kansas City Barbeck Bunspiel in 2013. Sealand played a friendly match in aid of charity against an All-Stars team from Fulham FC. On May 18, 2013, losing 5-7. On May 22, 2013, the mountaineer Kenton Cool placed a Sealand flag at the summit of Mount Everest. Entertainment: the German hip-hop band Fetzbrot shot the video for their 2013 track Echo at Sealand. A supporting character in the anime and manga series Hetalia Axis Powers was named for the Principality of Sealand. Depicted as a young boy wearing a sailor suit, his obsession with becoming a recognized nation provides much comic relief in the series. See also: Private Island, Ocean Colonization, Further Reading, Cagliati Bands, Vincent. My Platform, My State, The Principality of Sealand in International Law 18 Journal of International Maritime Law 227-250, 1, Connolly, Charlie. Attention all shipping, A Journey Round the Shipping Forecast, Abacus, 2005. ISBN 0-349-11603-2. Conroy, Matthew. Note: Sealand the next New Haven? Suffolk Transnational Law Review, Volume 27, No. 1, ppA 127 152. Winter 2003. ISSN 1072-8546. Issue Table of Contents page. Stop signs on the web. The battle between freedom and regulation on the Internet. The Economist. January 13, 2001. PA 1. Fogel, Ben. Offshore, In Search of an Island of My Own, Penguin Books, 2007. ISBN 978-0-14-102434-9. Garfinkel, Simpson. Welcome to Sealand. Now bugger off. Wired Magazine. July 2000. Vol 8.07. Gilmore, Kim. Sealand, Wish You Were Here? Internet Magazine. August 2002. Goldsmith, Jack, and Wu, Tim. Who Controls the Internet? Illusions of a Borderless World, 2006, ISBN 0-19-515266-2. Grimmelman, James. Death of a Data Haven, Cypherpunks, WikiLeaks, and the World's Smallest Nation, March 2012, Ars Technica, Grimmelman, James. Sealand, Haven Co., and the Rule of Law, March 2012, University of Illinois Law Review, Volume 2012, No. 2, License Plates of Sealand. License Plates of the World Web, December 28, 2009. McCullough, Declan. Has Haven for Questionable Sites sunk? ConnectNews.com. Archived from the original on December 8, 2012. Retrieved July 16, 2003. Manifi, Samuel Pyatt. Republics of the Reefs Nation Building on the Continental Shelf and in the World's Oceans. California Western International Law Journal, Volume 25, No. 1. Fall 1994. Miller, Marjorie, and Baldria, Richard. A Nation for Friend and Forks. Los Angeles Times. June 7, 2000. p. A1. Slapper, Gary. How a Lawless Data Haven is Using Law to Protect Itself. The Times. August 8, 2000. PA3. Strauss, Owen S. How to Start Your Own Country, 2nd ed. Port Townsend, Washington, Breakout Productions, 1984. ISBN 1-893626-15-6. References. External links, official website, Sealand National Anthem, a Euro-MIDI file on nationalanthems.info, blueprint of the platform, first international football match, in living memory series 16 episode 1.